Okay, welcome back to Mars Stadium, everybody. Here come the boys. We've got the Division 2 matchup here between the Southeastern Stingrays and the Gippsland Power as well. Brent Sternberg and Peter Holden. You're watching on the AFL Vic YouTube channel. We just saw the Stingray girls get a good win over the Power. And now we're going to see how the boys go. This is Division 2. The match that we will have a little bit later on this afternoon after this one will be Division 1. Still a strong breeze going to the left of screen. The Power are kicking to that end to kick us off in the first quarter.
Ethan Rogers doing the ruck work there for the Stingrays coming through. Now 25, the captain of the Stingrays, whose number we don't have, so we may have to chase it up at quarter time. Coming in over the top there, Cooper Wood couldn't quite get the football out. Now having hands onto there is Grogan. Did well juggling. Oh, got collected on the way through by Robinson. Still here at centre half forward. Ball hit the ground hard. A little bit of dancing work got to be done here. It was smart play there by Jack Thomas. Moves it out towards the centre of the ground. Bouncing football. Running on by there. Couldn't pick it up is Alex Hawke. Coming in over the top, wanting to lay the tackle there is Brochere for the Stingrays. Umpire calls play on. Moved out to Rogers. Rogers wants to come out towards the wing position. Finds Thickens. Thickens on the right boot out towards the half-forward flank. Flying 1-2 bites of the cherry. Couldn't bring it in there is Campbell. Squeezed out in the end there for Jack Duggan, who goes towards the top of the goal square. Flying through the air. Early shot on goal as toe poked through. And the Stingrays, they get their first. They move into one straight 6. And the Power yet to score.
And unfortunately, another number that we don't have on our list here, so that's 2 now. That was the young fellow in number 7, so yeah, we're going to have to chase up a couple of things now at quarter time, not just the captain, but also the first goal kicker for the Stingrays. A little bit of scrambling being done here in the in the commentary box, but they're off and running, and already you can see the pace and the skill level of these two teams. The Power are going to win the ensuing stoppage in the middle. Hunter Wind inside 50, trying to escape the defensive 50. There is Seal. Fires off the handball to his teammate, who comes around the corner, bouncing ball up to the wing. Thickens, who's been in the thick of it already early on. Got his handball away to the running Wood. Drives the Stingrays back up towards half forward. Again, going into the breeze, but doing the scoring. Here's Jack Duggan. He's worked off it. Gippsland Power quickly back in towards the defensive area here with their numbers. Duggan again. Handball indiscriminate. Half an opportunity there for Walker. Quick give again. Here's the young fellow in the number 7. Hunting the Sherrin. Got the handball back. Opportunity potential. That didn't go 15, so the Stingrays player had to play on. He was caught in possession. It's at the goal mouth for the Stingrays. Handball comes back, gives up a little bit of ground. Wood. Handball to his teammate, and now from a standing start, 30 metres out. It came up the side of the boot there of Lovich. Kept alive by the Power. That was an interesting decision. Back up towards the defensive 50. Handball. Here's Wood again. Hit out a target, but a player who plays for the other team, right onto the chest of the captain for the Power, Tyler Sutton.
And Sutton going up the line, looking for the orange helmeted Gina. Go away from him, Lucas Gina, and then being picked up by Cole Thickens. He almost got thickened into the ground. And now coming across there, number 42 for the Stingrays, another number we don't have, so we'll have to chase that up for you. And the umpire blows the whistle and says it's going to be a free kick on the way, number 28, Charlie Lovich now with it going inboard. Spots up his captain, who wants to now swing it inside 50. Good spoil work from behind. It was coming over the top there, I think it was Thomas Carter. Out towards the half-forward flank now for the Stingrays. Just bobbling over his own feet there, Collins. Now the hurried flying shot on goal is away to the left-hand side. And will register as a minus score. 1-1-7 for the Stingrays. And the Power yet to score.
Jack Duggan, that was, who's been in the thick of the action in everything in the forward 50 for the Stingrays. 178 centimetres. Somerville Footy Club and Mornington Secondary College as the football's extracted out of the construction area here at Mars Stadium. 20-minute flat quarters for those of you who might not have been with us a little bit earlier for the girls' game. Power come up towards the wing. Nice mark held on to there by Ollie Island. Warragul Industrials footballer. Long kick up the line. Oh, just stumbling there and not getting to the fall of it was Matthews. Banged forward by the Power. They're inside the forward 50 really for the first time in this match. That was a Decent gather from Cantwell. And then back through Domerville. Round the body. Brown coming out of the goal square. Dropping the chest mark was Hannah. Back to the job at ground level. Oh, what an interception. And then an easy finish and an easy goal here for the Power. They're on the board through Isaac Brown. From the Wu Young Junior Footy Club, where there's a few players playing for the Power today from that particular footy club, and Geelong Grammar School. And normally you see boys and girls that attend the Geelong Grammar School playing for the Falcons, or maybe even the GWV Rebels, but Isaac's playing for the Power, and he kicks their first goal. They're 1 straight 6. The Stingrays are 1-1-7.
Now, I should mention, because we've got Division 1 and Division 2, I've got a feeling we do have players playing across both teams that can go up and down in the division. So I am taking an educated guess here that number 7 is Cooper Burns, who kicked that first goal for the Stingrays. The captain 25 would be Josie Delphine, and number 42 would be Caden Anderson. So again, because they're not listed, but they're listed on the Division 1 team sheet. That's what we'll take as our educated guess here as commentators up in the box. As the ball is now spilled out free, that is Sullivan Jennings, who wanted to try and get onto it for the Power. But the Stingrays are going to try and mop it up here. Now through the 21 in Kennedy. Oh, he's copped it up and being brought down the ground and somehow got a toe poke on it. Was Sullivan Jennings, and he's got the goal for the Power. They've taken the lead. 2 straight 12. 1-1-7. A bit of pickpocketing work going on there. Lets the Power hit the front.
Great finish and great celebration as well, and a great response. 2 goals in about 60 seconds for the Power. This game, haven't had a lot of stoppages, have we? The only stoppages we've really had have been the centre bounces. Being played at a breakneck speed. Pretty good conditions now here in Ballarat. We've had wind and rain earlier this afternoon. A rainbow just appearing over the city side of the ground as we're back in the middle. Wind rather. Got a free kick. Brown off and racing. Lace out into the 50. Sullivan Jennings, the goal kicker, comes out and marks. And he's going to pass it off. And he honours the lead of one of his teammates. They can go back and make it 3 goals in quick succession here. This is Jack Matthews lining up for goal for the Power. He's still got leads developing up ahead. Jack will take the ascendancy though, the boy from Bairnsdale Junior Footy Club and Bairnsdale Secondary College. He lopes in, he jumps into the kick. Didn't make great contact. And through she goes for a minor score. So 2-1-13 the Power. And Stingrays 1-1-7 with kick-in duties now.
It's the Under-15 Boys Division 2 in the V-Line Cup for 2025 at Mars Stadium. And they'll run it down to the back line from Josie Delphine down to defence, the captain, only for it to be intercepted. There was the mark taken by Hawke, who gave it off. Big fly, was maybe a little too early there by Cantwell. And it was an easy mark out the back, going to be taken by Campbell, who moves it for the Stingrays out towards the half-back flank on the city side of the ground. 1-2 bites of the cherry, couldn't be brought in. A little bit of bumping going on there. The umpire said it was all fair as it came out there to Finn O'Halloran, who wanted to try and move it on quickly. Went into heavy traffic, 25 out from goal. A little bit of push-off work there done by Fitzgerald. Still stuck in their defensive 50 at the moment, trying to put on the afterburners there as Thickens. Still stuck in their defensive 50, but it's the captain, Delphine, who turned around, gave the hand pass, but it got knocked away. No clear disposal at the moment for the Stingrays. They're just caught in this forward pressure from the Power. Has been absolutely fantastic. Coming in there is Brown again, moving it sideways. Hands up momentarily, couldn't bring it in. Umpire blows the whistle and says there's no prior opportunity. Going to call for a ball up. Bring it to ground on that occasion, the number 32 and Lewis Phillips out of the Mathra Junior Footy Club.
Bad luck there from the Power. That was a very creative kick across the half-forward line. Just not able to find connections or the ball to be won at half-forward. Handball popped out there. That came from Bircher. And now they can run. Thickens sweeps the handball up. This is Burns. Swings onto his left foot. How quickly they've turned defence into attack. Opportunity out in the pocket for the Stingrays. What a strike that was. An unbelievable goal off the boot of Taj Davey. From coast to coast go the Stingrays. And I'm not sure we'll see a better goal than that today here at Mars Stadium. It's another Stonecat. Frankston YCW and Mount Erin College as well. Taj Davey, what a strike.
A beautiful goal going to the end of the ground where the breeze has been coming from. It's been a bit of a tricky breeze as well. And it is now all locked up at 2-1-13 apiece. If you just joined us, obviously you can't see how the breeze is blowing because you can't see trees in the background, but we can assure you it is a right-to-left breeze at the moment going towards the left of vision, the Creswick Road end of the ground. As the ball is thrown up in the air again, one out there on that occasion by Carter for the Power. There's the Stingrays that are going to be doing all the attacking. They'll put on the afterburners here. Beautiful laces out pass. And that was all started there. I'll just try and put my eyes on. I think it was the 33 in Merchant who did it. In fact, 43, pardon me. Toby Gome, who spotted up his man brilliantly. And taking it here, is that Taj Davey again? He'll be having a look for his second goal in 60 seconds. Star on the step, 40 metres out. Gives it a ride. And he snuck it in. He's got 2 in 60 seconds. And it's a 1-goal lead for the Stingrays. They go out to 3-1-19. The Power 2-1-13.
Crikey, how about the momentum swings already in this game? Davey, after the Power, kicked 2 goals in about 60 seconds. Davey comes back and kicks 2 of his own.
And all thanks to Toby Gome out of Mount Mathra and Purdue College as well. Just that bursting run straight down the guts. Hit Davey perfectly. And as we said, 2 in 60 seconds.
He knows how to get that footy talking. In the middle, we are once again just trying to thump it forward. There was Beauchamp, the ruck for the Stingrays, trying to emerge with it. Good work in there by Hunter Wind. Now in the middle of midfield, trying to work it forward was Carter. He had it and lost it. Run down tackle, well done there from O'Halloran. And they are away. Wind running just like that. Gets to the 50, kicks the goal. Golly gosh. They are not in short supply. Goals in this first quarter. Terrific work there from Hunter Wind from the Sale Junior Footy Club. And the Power strike right back and we're level at 3-1-19 each of 2.
Why I'm clapping is not just clapping for the Power on this particular occasion. I'm a neutral supporter. I'm just clapping for this end-to-end football. Absolutely fantastic. How long can both sides keep it up for? We are deadlocked at 3-1-19 apiece. Virtually, the Power just went to the Stingrays. Anything you can do, I can do better. And this is a great contest that we're watching here.
Where are the backline coaches?
Well,
did they stay home?
How long will it last? I can see some rain in the background. Well, we had some rain earlier in the day. Let's see if it's going to haunt this match. The umpire has said holding the football, much to the groan of the crowd here, as Livingston got brought undone. Screaming for the football here is Slater. Slater now has it. He puts it on the right boot. It's well right of his target. One bounce and over the boundary line and out of bounds. Was trying to find Bouchier. And the umpire says we'll throw it in. It's between centre wing and half-forward flank. The Stingrays attacking to the right of screen, and the wind is picking up again, as we said, blowing right to left of vision. Umpires come in 5 metres and will throw the ball back into play. Big Eve back in. Forces the rucks back almost towards the centre square. Missed all of them. Coming through there. Delphine couldn't quite pick it up. The captain. Bowler's on the ground. Delphine goes through again. Forced the way through. An interesting little flick hand pass job there. Gome is there. Back to Bell. Delphine is just caught straight away. Doesn't Delphine? He manages to shrug him off. And he gets the hand pass away. Coming through there, Beauchamp. He was caught with a football. Gome is in there as well. He can't get it out. Umpire's blown the whistle. It's the non-officiating umpire and said it's a free kick going the way of the Power and going to end up in the hands of the number 50, Isaac Brown.
He's shown some electric signs already. This guy's kicked a goal. Short kick inboard. Well, it was a short kick, but it just went over the head of his teammate there in Kinner. And so it's up for grabs, pulling it clear. That was Lovich. Handball off to his running teammate who got it back fortuitously. Tosses it up inside forward 50. Went over the head of Davey and right into the lap of the defender there in Walker, who's going to play on and try and open up the angles here. Haven't had a lot of play on the outer wing just yet. They lose connection at half forward. Cutting his way through. Now got to get rid of it there for the Stingrays. That was Collins. Put the handball right back into dispute. Good pressure. And it will toll. And it will be rewarded. Free kick for the Stingrays holding the ball. And potentially a shot at goal. This might be Davey again, whose kick was touched off the mark. It wasn't Davey. This is Davey here, who just left the football behind. Firing off 2 or 3 handballs and now to the goal square. There's a free kick for holding on, going to Stingray's way. Do they take the advantage? Yes, they do. No, they don't. I thought the umpire was signalling that he was going to allow it, so it's going to be a certain goal, you would think, for Archie Campbell, who is just away to the left here, only about 5 metres from goal. Archie is another one from Mount Martha and the Padua College. They grow footballers on trees out there. Archie from point blank. Oh, stabbed at it a little. Oh, he's missed it. Can you believe it? He certainly cannot. He's got his head in his hands. Wow. A bullet dodge there for the Power.
3-1. It's about 3-2-20 for the Stingrays. The Power 3-1-19 as we come out of defence. A long, high floating kick. Tried to put a hand in there was Ollie Island. Ball hit the ground. Coming through there is Wind. He gave up the hand pass, but it was into heavy traffic. Stingrays have got numbers here. Lovich just went with a hand pass over the top to the running. Smart is still going. A little chip kick on the right boot as he tried to squeeze it inboard. Screaming out for it. Here's Jack Duggan, who went sideways. Oh, a little dribbler along the ground as a coach killer there from Merchant. He tried to be a little too cute with that left footer and dribble along when he just had to do a standard drop punt to square it up. And it will register as a minor score. A missed opportunity. 3-3-21 for the Stingrays. The Power 3-1-19. I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite them.
Yes, it's 3-3. It should be 5-1, shouldn't it? As they bring it out towards the near side. Leaping in from the side was Monyor Nyok, who's got some hops but couldn't complete the mark. And so it's out of bounds. Just starting to tighten the screws here, though, the Stingrays. The ball's living in their front half. 2-point lead, but might have been more. Division 2 V-Line Cup action, Mars Stadium. You can go over to our AFL Vic Facebook page and have a look at the matches going on around Ballarat today. Nyor handball, just left behind by Wood, who then got clobbered. He's desperately trying to extract the football out of there. It will come out. Good work in there by Walker, I think it was, for the Stingrays. His handball gives up a little bit of ground, so they've got to come back and win it here on the wing. Pushed over unceremoniously there was Guest. Handball from Smart. We'll get it back. Kick up the line. Well gathered there on the bounce from Merchant. Handball off to his teammate in Williams. Screws the kick in towards centre half forward. Difficult Sheeran to try and gather. Seconds. Steps his way through and then checks his kick quite brilliantly into the forward 50. He had a couple of options. The one he found was Jack Duggan. And they'll get another look.
Out of the Somerville Footy Club, Mornington Secondary College, and we have a look at the breeze. It's just died down a little bit, but you'd probably still want to aim for that right goal post.
Right to left is absolutely the name of the game here. So they've squandered a couple of golden opportunities, the Stingrays, and Duggan has squandered his as well. Or will it just come up a little short? The juggling mark. Goal umpire. Is he... Well, what's going on here?
Well, the goal umpire
he didn't signal anything.
Exactly. So... Therefore, he's now going to have a conversation. Was it a mark or not? Because if the field umpire didn't blow the whistle to indicate mark, that means it is touched over the line, minor score.
And it is a minor score after all of that. So 3-4-22, the Stingrays, and the Power 3-1-19, midway stages of the opening term.
And the kick is going to find a man all by himself here. Grogan with the footy. Half-back flank right on the corner of the centre squares. Comes inboard with the kick. Plenty of Stingrays around. They could almost hold a raffle about who wants it. And they come out towards the wing, just standing all by himself here. Merchant goes towards true centre half forward with the kick. Got three players coming at him. Nyok is there. Doesn't dancing work. Gets a little hand pass out. Back to Merchant again, who had forced his way up the ground. Put on the left boot. Big kick towards the top of the goal square. Plenty of flyers there. Doing the roving work and going for the snap is Taj Davey. He'll have his third. And 4-4-28 for the Stingrays. 3-1-19 for the Power. Davey with three.
They need to get the ball in his hands. He's the only one that doesn't look like missing up there for the Stingrays. Little goal sneak. I shouldn't say little. He's 181 centimetres already. So
he's tall as me.
Yeah, that's a decent size for a 14-year-old going on 15. He's kicked 3 of their 4 goals in this term.
And also some praise from Merchant as well. Of course, he had it originally and he sent the centre half forward. And he's the one, he didn't actually run to the contest at centre half forward. He kind of scooted round the side to sneak his way inside 50 and was an important link man in that little contest.
Oh, we're not getting a 666 warning, are we? In a showcase game? I suppose. As we mentioned earlier, these umpires out here today are right on the precipice of being selected for VFL and VFLW, so they've got to umpire to the letter of the law. Delphine, the captain, brings it out of the middle. This is Taj Davey again, is it? No, it's the number 30, Duggan. who picks himself up and marks out his spot.
I think he was just pointing at his shoes. Well, not to put it back on, to say, see, I'm the one wearing different coloured boots here. Just make sure you remember me for the highlights reel.
What are they? Orange or a pale sort of pink sort of colour? Anyway, Duggan lining up for goal. He's had a couple of looks already. As we mentioned, right to left as we look at it. Duggan has started it on a pretty good line. Did it clear the line? Yes. Yes, all clear. I was just about to say a little bit more forthright this time, the goal umpire. Just looking for the all clear signal. It's a 5-goal first quarter for the Stingrays. 5-4-34. And the Gippsland Power 3-1-19. Wow, what a first 20 minutes that was.
And goal kickers at quarter time look like this. Taj Davey, he's got 3. And we've got singles as well to Cooper Burns and to Jack Duggan. On the other side of the scorecard for the Gippsland Power, it's singles to Wind, Jennings and Brown.
15-point lead at the first turn for the Stingrays. I'll tell you what, you want to come back and watch these next 3 quarters if that first 20 minutes was anything to go by. We've got a lot of talent out there, and they are shining in the Golden City. Brent Sternberg and Peter Holden here with you. We'll just take a little breather for quarter time and come back for the second quarter here for some more V-Line Cup action at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. Welcome back to Mars Stadium, everybody, where we've just seen a very entertaining 8-goal first quarter in our Division 2 boys match. Dandenong Stingrays in the yellow jumpers and the Gippsland Power in the blue. The Stingrays, 5-4-34, lead the Power 3-1-19. A very up and back opening term. There's still a big breeze going to the left. But it's a very open game of football. Brent Sternberg here and Peter Holden to call the opening action for the second quarter.
Thank you very much. And straight down the throat there of Wind, who gets it onto the right boot, goes quickly out towards the half-forward flank position. Trying to run onto it there is the player in Balcom Matters. But the Stingrays will move it in towards the centre of the ground. Awkward bouncing football. Nearly knocked over half a dozen players. Well, this is one of those coming through. Quickly got it across there to Lovich, who now goes towards his captain. Finds Delphine. Now goes out towards the half-forward flank position. Brown, worm burner of a kick going inside 50. It was almost like Skittles. They're all going down as soon as the ball approached them. Coming there is Smart as well. Worked it out sideways. Snap on goal by Brown. Did he get knocked down as he was kicking? The goal umpire was going to signal point, and the field umpire says no, it will be a free kick. He got knocked over as you were putting boot to ball, and it ends up being the option is being given at the moment to the player. Do you want the score to count, or do you want the shot?
Well, it'll be the shot, surely, because it went through for a behind.
Yes, and it is Cole Thickens. That is the player that gets the resulting free kick, so the behind does not count. So Thickens will be having a shot on goal on a very tight angle from, I'd say, 34 metres out when he puts boot to ball. Again, tricky breeze. It is at his back, going towards the Creswick Road end. Thickens. It's a high, straight kick. It's a beautiful goal. And Cole Thickens from the Mount Martha Footy Club out of the Somerville Secondary College gets his first of the day. And the scoreboard shows 6-4-40 for the Stingrays. The Power, 3-1-19.
I don't know why it's only just now that I'm thinking about this, but I'm looking down. We've got the birth dates for all of the players on our team lists here, and it says 2010. Can you believe that? And they'll be in the big league in 3 years. God. Oh, I'm sure that makes Peter Holden feel a little bit worse than me.
Yes, thank you.
All right, back in the middle. Stingrays extending the lead, and Delphine tries to bring them out of the middle, but his handball was stolen by Brown. Tosses his handball up looking for Carter. Brown got it back. He's got good vision, this boy. That's a great kick. Here's Wind, who kicked a nice goal in that first quarter. Handball up to the running Holly Island. Spears it to full forward. Great football out of the middle from the Power, and once again, they should be able to respond after leaking an early goal. This is Jack Thomas. Jumping Jack Thomas from Churchill Junior Footy Club and from the Kenai College. Never heard of that one before, but he should kick this goal. 10 metres out. Jumping Jack Thomas. We're all looking at you. Oh, it's an awkward old kicking style, but he sneaks it home. And we go goal for goal in the second quarter at Mars Stadium.
Jumping Jack Thomas. It's a gas. And it's 4-1-25 for the Power.
Told you he was old.
Trailing the Stingrays, 6-4-40. Yeah, a band called the Rolling Stones. Not sure if you've heard of them. Pretty good band. Wait till I tell you about the Beatles. As we have the ball being brought back to the middle of the ground, you are listening to and watching the Under-15s Division 2 boys in the V-Line Cup. This is 3 games that we've got today, and they're all featuring the Stingrays and the Power. We had the girls earlier. And we'll have the Division 1 boys coming up after this match at around about 5 o'clock. And once again, it's Delphine who now puts boot to ball and goes long inside 50. There are several sets of hands. Just juggling it around then was Lucas Gino, who tries to get it out of defence. 1-2 bounces. And it goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. The umpire will call for a throw-in. In front of the pavilion here at North Ballarat, the sports club. If you actually go through, they've got a little bit of a museum in there as well, which is great if you want to look at the history of the North Ballarat Footy Club and many players that played in the old VFL, now AFL. As the ball is thrown back into play. Spinning back in. Brought down. Trying to get onto it is Ollie Island. Couldn't force his way in there. Delphine gets put into the ground, if you don't mind. But Taylor Sutton, captain v captain there. And Delphine just bounced straight back up. Swung on the right boot. How does this look? No, it's just away to the left. Fantastic piece of play. Just couldn't cap it off. 6-5-41, the Stingrays. The Power, 4-1-25.
I think Chiller would be kicking duties, but how easy. I know he's got the breeze at the back, but he just kicked that 46 metres easy. Just leapt off the boot. They bring it out towards the near side. No mark able to be taken, but the Power win the ground ball. Up towards the centre wing position. A couple of Stingrays might have gotten in one another's way there. Anderson, handball looking for his teammate. The boundary line was too close. Jordan Guest run out of tarmac. And there is some great memorabilia down there. They were a powerhouse for a long time in the VFL, weren't they? The North Ballarat Roosters, as they were called. I was having a look at their... it was actually the GWV team, or the Northern Rebels team that was in the TAC Cup for many years. They've got a thing just in the hallway out there, and some of the players in that team, Shane O'Bree, Adam Goods, and lots of wonderful footballers come from this famous town. Stingrays to win the football here. Oh, and our guest was being tackled before the ball arrived. Umpire said, no, it was all good. And look at Brown, so shifty and so good with the ball. And his ball use, it was touched off the boots. The mark wasn't going to be paid, and there was a free kick anyway to Belcom Matters. Handball inside. He's got his running teammate in Chiller. Long left foot kick inside 50. Spoils are made. Taking the bouncing ball was Rogers. Had to release it. Comes back up towards the 50. The Power just bunt it forward. Rogers couldn't get it. Running past the football there was Phillips for the Power, and eventually Delphine ends up back with the Sharon, and that long kick in towards midfield. Up goes Sutton, drops the mark. Stingrays at ground level, sidestepping through there, and a delivery up to half forward. They talk one another into the footy. Marley's smart, kicks on the outside of the boot. It was perfectly placed, and a very brave mark as well in the end, taken by Jack Duggan, who will line up for his first goal. He did have a couple of looks in the first quarter, but yet to find the major opening.
They just try and straighten up the player a moment. When you talk about forwards in Ballarat, I wonder with this age group if I say the word plugger, what do they think of?
Surely they teach it in the schools down here.
Tony Lockett, legend out here from Ballarat.
These guys, of course, don't actually go to school here. As Duggan still waiting for his first goal, misses away to the left-hand side. He's going to kick a couple of goals today. He just has to wait a little bit longer.
Will Walker will bring the football back into play from the Southside Junior Footy Club. Goes to La Villa Catholic College. Just fetched the football from back behind the fence and now looks around for his options. Looks like he wants to come to the broadcast side. Swings around, left footer. Delphine. Nyok was flying through the air again. Big hands also up by Beauchamp. Just a little bit of dancing work going on here as it goes back to Delphine, who decides to pull his kick. Nyok is there. I think it was good vision. You could see Delphine was originally going to go for the wind-up again, and I think at his peripheral vision, he just went, hang on, and just saw Nyok just drop into the hole. And this will allow the opportunity for Nyok to have a ping. He's from Berwick Springs, goes to St. Francis Xavier College. Was thinking about doing the Matthew Lloyd of doing up the socks and throwing the grass, and said, no, I'm just going to get on with business. Nyok will be kicking from, I'd call it, 40 metres out on the dot. And gives it a ride. Gets it for the Stingrays. They extend their lead. They're out to 7-6-48. The Power 4-1-25.
Yes, the Berwick Springs, the Wickers, I think they call them out there. Just trying to remember exactly what league they're in. It might be the Southern, I'm not entirely sure. I was just going to say...
Because there's Outer East League also out that way as well, yeah.
I was just going to say as a boy who went through the school system here in Ballarat, our curricula was, what was it? It was Tony Lockett, Gold Rush, and the Eureka Battle. Blood on the Southern Cross. Oh, golly. Good game unfolding here at Mars Stadium. 7-6 plays 4-1. The Power might like to get their skates on a little bit here and try and find a couple of majors. They just force it forward from the restart. Wind is over it. He pops up a little handball to his teammate who couldn't find a lot of room. In fact, couldn't find any room, and he's in the tackle of Cooper Wood. Just forward of centre, the wind continues to blow. Heading down the stretch in this second quarter. Wind, did he get taken high? He did, so Hunter's going to get up and take the kick, and look at the players run forward and try and clog up the 50 ahead of him. Beautiful sunshine now as the umpire says, all right, play on. So Wynn just knocks it up into the 50. Stingray defenders spoil one another. It comes underfoot. They're desperately trying to get it out of the dangerous area. Anderson's handball was meaningless, really. Out the back it came. Opportunity potentially for Declan Kennedy. He's in the pocket. in and under duress. He threw it away. Will they pay the advantage if it's a goal? They will. And a very tidy finish around the corner from Lincoln. Belcom Matters from the Police Boys Junior Footy Club.
Goes La Villa Catholic College and has reduced the margin now. Back to 17 points, 5-1-31. The Power. The Stingrays 7-6-48. And we should mention, since you said about doing schooling in Ballarat, for some of them, once you get to the age of 18, they might consider, because Federation University is out here in Ballarat. And we're talking earlier during the girls' game, one of the famous names of North Ballarat, Caitlin Ashmore, playing in the AFLW, went to school at Federation University.
There used to be a very good cafe just down from there.
As the umpire throws the ball up in the air again, Nyok wins the contest, but it's going to go out to Kinner there for the Power. He's under all kinds of pressure, manages to try and slap it forward. Livingston is in there, and the umpire says, I'll take the footy back, and call for a ball up between centre and centre-half forward for the Stingrays, going to the left of your vision for those watching online. That's the way the wind is blowing for this quarter. Quickly off hands there. Lovich now just goes quickly into the forward 50. Harassing there is Duggan. Can't get it out. You can see waiting on the outside there is Burns. The umpire blows the whistle and says, I'll have it back, please, and I'll call for a ball up. 35 metres out from goal. I like doing the ruck work there. I'll give that one to Carter for that contest. Coming in over the top again is Finn O'Halloran. Halloran dispossesses and get the ball back and kicks it in towards the middle. Bit of holding going on there. The umpire says you're holding on to each other. That's fair. Great tackle there by Merchant. He's managed to turn the football over. Gives it to Thickens. And now he's away. Gets the hands going quickly. Bucket now goes towards the goal square. Nobody home except for the Power. Belcom Matters, who takes the mark. Says, I'm just going to relieve the pressure. Boys, calm things down.
Doing good work at both the goal lines. Belcom Matters. His kick just found its way to Matthews as they try and navigate their way from the last line of defence. Matthews trying to penetrate the breeze. Probably could have kept the kick a little bit lower and flatter than that. Nyok couldn't bring the football down. Out the side of the pack it comes. Merchant applying the pressure. It's right near the boundary. And we'll need to have it tossed in. A reminder to everybody watching from around the place, you can head over to the AFL Vic Facebook page and have a look at our other two streams over there. We've got the GWV Rebels and the Geelong Falcons. They're playing at the City Oval. You'll find the lovely dulcet tones of Paddy Grindlay on that one. Or Goulburn Murray and the Bendigo Pioneers are playing at Marty Bush Reserve. Young Austin Kruger is on that game. If you had enough of Peter and I, that is. And you probably have, as they fight for the share, and on the wing, tied up underneath was Thickens. Tell you what, he is the last one up from every contest, just about, Cole Thickens. It's been in the wars today. Look at the vertical leap there of Nyok to just bunt it forward. Wind, laser tackle. Thickens once again. There he is. Managed to knock it out. Wood is running. Nyok. Handball out the side. Throwing it on the boot there and getting it towards full forward for the Stingrays. That was Williams. Good work by Matthews to bounce into action deep in the defensive 50 for the Power. Comes out near the broadcast side. Wind held off it. Did well to stick the tackle. And then the kick smothered there. That come off the foot of Burns and almost off the face just about of Reich and Kinner. And we'll throw it in just outside 50 for the Stingrays, who are in front. They're 7-6-48 and the Power are 5-1-31.
Umpire marches 10 metres back in from the boundary line before he'll throw it back into play. Cool day out here at Ballarat. Earlier it was about 10 degrees and it said it felt like 4 as it's thrown back in. Nyok going up in that contest, and with him was Carter. Now it's coming down. Almost being run down. Merchant, he didn't hear the footsteps coming. Gome manages to switch it, and he spots up Thickens, and Thickens is being screamed at to go, pass it to me, pass it to me. He had plenty of options to go to. In the end, the winner of the raffle is going to be Archie Campbell, and Campbell wants to go quickly towards the top of the goal square. 1-2 bites the cherry, couldn't bring it in. They can raffle it here, the Stingrays players, but instead they just got brought down. The player that was spinning around was Jack Duggan when he was put into the turf, and the umpire says, I'll take it back. There was no proper opportunity. And I'll call for a ball up right at the top of the goal square. In there is Livingston for the Power. Quick snap out of the pack. That doesn't look too bad, and that'll be a goal. Put that one down for the number 7. That is Cooper Burns, and that's his second of the day. And that moves on the Stingrays to 8-6-54, 5-1-31 for the Power.
They're a team that look like they've got a lot of attacking options, don't they? The Stingrays. Plenty of options able to hit the scoreboard.
Is it something in the water on that side of town? We saw it earlier in the girls' competition. We're talking about the amount of forward options that they have, and that goes true with the boys as well.
Yeah. Well, they've obviously they've had Taj Davey kick 3 goals, but there's a couple of boys that haven't got on the score sheet yet that probably should have. Back in the middle, Stingrays trying to make the winning move here in the second quarter at Mars Stadium, off the half-forward line and sending them forward. That was good work there by their most recent goal kicker in Burns, kicking towards the heart of the 50. Difficult one to judge. Eventually it's won and then snapped on goal and somehow finding a way home. Terrific effort there from Charlie Lovich. I've liked his game up on the flanks and on the wings as well. And it's another goal and another goal kicker for the South East Stingrays here in this second quarter, where they are pulling away from the Power.
Yes, this is the challenge right now for the Power. Can they stand up? Can they rally the troops and fight back? And I guess the one thing that the recruiters do look for is not only just the individual class of players, but they look for on-field leadership. And if you're anyone by the Power right now wanting to stamp your name, it's time to show that on-field leadership to try and stop this game from blowing out. And as we speak at this very moment, it was taken straight out there by Anderson for the Stingrays. Picked up quickly, though, by Burns. Gave up the hand pass. Now coming inside 50. Talk about express delivery. Australia Post express delivery don't move that quick. And Colin Beauchamp has taken it. And he'll be having a shot now for goal from about 38 and the third metres out. 45-degree angle. You can put this well beyond 5 goals. Shep comes in. Crouched over. Right boot. It's high. And it's away to the near side for a minor score. And they go now to 9-7-61. The Stingrays, the Power, 5-1-31.
Colin Beauchamp there. Missing. A terrific tackle held onto there by Hart Thiesling. Going skyward. Rakes the left foot kick up to the contest. He's inspired them all. They all now want to try and take mark of the day. Airball, O'Halloran, coughed up. Ooh, that looked like a throw. Umpire says play on. Williams, and getting involved there as well was Wood. Smart, had a bounce, and then got run down by the desperate Will Walker. As the Stingrays were pushing forward again. Walker brings them to a stop. Dangerous kick. How good's Delphine been? Rises up. Tosses the kick back in towards the 50. No mark over to be taken. Gets past Plunkett. All Burns. Should have claims for a free kick. Yep. He was going down, but you've got to protect the head of the player attacking the ball. And Cooper Burns is going to line up for his third.
The Edithvale Aspendale Footy Club goes to St Bede's College. It's a famous college out that way.
Edithvale Aspendale have sent a lot of good players to the big leagues. So Burns directly in front. Skips in. Funny old kicking action. But it's true, the kick, it's straight, it's a goal. And he's the second Stingrays player to get themselves to 3 majors. And the floodgates have well and truly opened, at least for the Stingrays in this second quarter. They have kicked now 5 goals.
And they might be able to sneak one more, can they, in under 2 minutes? Minute 40-something and still ticking down here at Mars Stadium. Overcast conditions. As we said, we'd had rain this morning. Some sheets of rain throughout the girls' game, but the ground has held up well. Umpire throws the football up in the air and away we go again. Delphine is lurking around. So there's Ollie Ireland. Delphine had it. Try to give it all quickly. Good tackle being laid on there by Will Walker. And the umpire says the brakes are being put on. I need to take the ball back and call for a ball up. That's what he does. The leap early there by Grogan for the Power. Grogan has to do his own roving work. Did well to feed it out. They were thinking about doing a chain of handballs. Instead, they elected to just go with a long kick to go inside 50. Trying to harass and hold it up there is Jennings, but good work being taken there by Fletcher Wilson. Gets it out towards the wing position. To be going running after the footy. Game will now go up the line. It's a lovely long ball. had options to run onto it, but collecting it well and picking up the deck is Fraser Livingston. Livingston now goes up the line, was trying to get the player and Jennings to run onto it, but the boundary line did beat him. And we'll go over the line, and we'll call for a throw-in between centre wing and the half-forward flank for the Power. And we've got under a minute remaining.
Yeah, 30 seconds to play with here. They really need the boundary umpire to hurry up and toss this in, the Power boys. They have kicked 2 goals in this second quarter. Going the other way, the Stingrays have kicked 5. Brown had to wait for the football to bounce because the Sherrin actually went over the head of the 2 rucks, and of course you're not allowed to touch it until it bounces if you're not a nominated ruckman. In midfield, and the half-time siren sounds and brings to an end a second quarter in which the Stingrays pulled away, and they take a very nice 6-goal lead into the main break. 10-7-67 they are, the Southeast Stingrays, as they are known as today, and the Gippsland Power 5-1-31. Do you want to run us through the goal kickers to half-time, Peter?
Indeed, we've got on the Stingrays 2 that have kicked 3. That is Davey and Burns. Singles to Lovich, Duggan, Thickens and Nyock. And for the Power, it's singles to Balcom Matters, Wind and Jennings, as well as Brown and Thomas.
Peter Holden and Brent Sternberg here with you. We'll take our half-time oranges with the Stingrays leading the Power by 6 goals at the main break. And when we return, we'll have the third quarter here for you from Mars Stadium in the Division 2 boys match. V-Line Cup 2025 action from Mars Stadium here in Ballarat. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, welcome back to Mars Stadium, everybody. We're getting set to go for the second half here. Our boys' Division 2 match up at Mars Stadium. The South East Stingrays and the Gippsland Power. Stingrays in the yellow jumpers and the black shorts. And they pulled away, kicking 5-2 in that second quarter to open up a very handy 36-point lead at halftime. So they are 10-7-67 in the Power. 5-1-31, Brent Sternberg and Peter Holden here with you at Mars Stadium as we go for the third quarter.
We'll give that one to Grogan in that ruck contest. The umpire says immediately going nowhere, and I'll call for a ball up and restart the play. We're in the long sleeves there. Tyler Sutton, who did the wrapping up work, and Sutton goes in again. Workhorse tries to get the footy out, couldn't get clear hands on it. Nate Grogan just slams it onto his boot. We want to go inside 50 to try and spark something for the Power. But a mark intercepted and taken there by Jordan Guest. So Jordan, be my guest, now wants to go short with the kick. Worked out okay. And this is where he finds the 19 and Josh Slater. Slater working out wider still. Finds his intended target, wants to come back inboard, trying to find the player Merchant. Merchant wants the 1-2, gets it. Is the hand pass back. A little bit of the old fend off if you don't mind, but slipping over the crucial moment there, Anderson. Now they'll swing it round. This is where they're going to find Fletcher Wilson. Wilson to the broadcast side wing, gets cut off. It's Sutton. And it gets kicked away from him at the crucial moment. And the ball goes over the boundary line for a throw-in. Right in front of our broadcast position. The players seeing it over there. Number 29, Sebastian Collins.
Started the last two quarters, or the first two quarters, I should say, deep in the back line. Tyler Sutton. Looks like the coaches have put him up in the midfield. Try and get it going out of the middle. The hit out come his way. He lost it. And still they come forward, though. The Power. Island foraging in for the football, eventually pulled away by the Stingrays. Thickens. Going backwards a little bit here. Slater. Handball to his teammate who was taken high right on the boundary line. That was Archie DeMailey, the offender there. And so Guest just tosses it up towards the wing position. No mark able to be completed. Or Gippsland Power player got caught while in possession. Umpire watching on. It's a mad scramble for the Sharon right down below us. Errant handball came from Kinner. Sutton trying to extract a handball out of there. Back in to lay the tackle on Smart. Sutton had a second go. Out the back of the stoppage. That was Grogan who lost out. And now here come the Stingrays. Dug in. Well-placed kick, couldn't connect with Davey. Delphine, handball out the back. Rotten bounce initially for Plunkett, who now spins around on the left foot, gets it towards the goal mouth. Davey arrives, he's got 3 goals in his back pocket, slips out of the tackle on the boundary and then dribbles it across the goal mouth and out of bounds, where it'll be thrown in.
I was expecting the party tricks there.
Yeah.
And you're in a country footy ground where you see just a dog almost start to wander through the gate there at the half-forward line. And the toot of the V-line train in the background, because we're between Windaree and Ballarat stations. As the ball is thrown back into play. Nyok is now doing the ruck work here for the Stingray. Sutton was doing the roving work there for the Power and he couldn't come away with it. But he is waiting on the outside for it if they can get the ball to him. Cutting it off there, Anderson did well. Worked it sideways. Thickens was running by. Pardon me, it wasn't Thickens, Marchant. Work sideways. Now towards the top of the goal square. Looking for it, taking a mark. Is Davey. And Davey has already got 3. Let's see if he does the old runaround trick. Taj Davey out of the Stonecats, Frankston YCW. Davey, one step around and just to the near side of the stick for a minor score. 10-8-68 for the Stingrays. The Power, 5-1-31.
Well, they haven't been able to wrestle any of the ascendancy back in this third quarter. The Power, they're trying hard. The Gippsland boys in the contests. That should have been a free kick. The early rise came from Guest. Umpire waving play on of Luck Brown's work at the coalface today for the Power. Handball up the line. Great win. Turning the body and protecting the ball was Collins. Brown, though, is going to win it back for the Gippsland side. He's kicked charge down, however, by Nyok, who did kick a big goal in that second quarter. Handball back to Guest. Guest around the body. Bounces it up near half forward. Oh, he was a sitting duck there, the Gippsland power player. He actually did well not to take the footy and lull the Stingray into the tackle and earns a hard-earned free kick that comes up short to Walker.
Walker, right in front of our broadcast position, wants to go with a little chip kick on the left. Was trying to find his teammate there in a Halloran. Doubting him, just going in there is smart. The umpire says, nope, all wrapped up. I'll ask for the football back, please. And he bounces straight back up to do a quick interchange. And to see Charlie Lovett come back on the ground. Umpire throws the ball in the air. Nyok wins it again. Coming through there, Walker. Walker being held on to. The umpire said, no. Going in there, Grogan. And again, the umpire will take the football back and call for a ball up at the almost near the half-forward flank for the Stingrays, tacking to the right of screen for this quarter. The wind blowing to left of screen for those that have just joined us. Here's the kick towards the wing position. Had to be strong there to take that because he had heat coming at him for no Halloran. And he managed to hold his ground and kicked it towards centre half forward. Was trying to find the original target of Hart's Thirstling, but couldn't get him. Marchand takes it away instead. Swings it around. Finds Sebastian Collins.
Right on the wing. Moves the kick on quickly. Spoil is made. Brown's there to gather the bouncing ball. Gippsland boys go in search of a goal to try and get some momentum going their way, although they are turned away at every turn. Intercept mark taken there by Campbell. Up the line, floating in. Another fine mark taken by Butcher. Sweeping left foot kick in towards midfield. Oh, just connecting the dots beautifully here. Thickens. Gets up after a glorious overhead mark. Bounces into action. Steers the kick inside 50. Delphine dropped the mark. Davey there. He lays a bump, but ultimately goes without the football. Lucas Gina clears the area. Only momentarily, though, for the Power, as it's intercepted by Guest, who's getting a lot of football in this third quarter. It's a dicey kick out towards the flank. They had the outnumber momentarily there, the Power, but it's pulled away and driven forward by Slater. But Slater puts it right into the breadbasket of Finn O'Halloran.
And wants to come inboard with a kick, but it went into heavy traffic instead. Collins, again, got spun around. Nyok got heat coming out in from Wind. Wind is refusing to let go. Nyok just dribbles one along the ground. Brown tries to take them on forcefully. Manages to squeeze out the hand pass. Anderson going backwards, managing to find Bashir. Wants to come inboard using Thickens to Marchand, and Marchand is going to get run down here. Umpire says holding the football, Will Walker. And the resulting advantage paid. 2-on-2 situation. Ball got out the back. 1-2 bounces. It's not going to jackknife at the last second, is it? It holds up just in time there for Ollie Island, who wanted to get a kick away. And the umpire says he was being held on to, and it will be a free kick. Ollie Island, 5 metres out. Slight angle, but the angle's really nothing to worry about when you're this close. Now, Warrigal Industrials, that's the St. Paul's Anglican College. Ollie Island, toe poker on the left, straight over the goal umpire's hat. And that's a goal. So 6-1-37 for the Power. 10-8-68 for the Stingrays here in the third term.
Well, we've had a lot transpire in this third quarter, but that is the first goal. Took a little while coming. But the Power, they needed the first one, and they have got it through their boy up there in the forward line. Ollie Island, 180 centimetres. So we've been talking about the height of these guys and the girls earlier in our first game as well. Already at such a young age, a really nice size. 180 centimetres, he could come in and already compete with the men. And some of these boys, no doubt, will have played senior football already. We know out in the country they like to bring them in nice and early. Guest's handball over his head. Slater. Stingrays going forward, looking to try and snuff out this little prolonged effort here from the Gippy boys. Mark taken, though, at centre half back. The boys in blue. Oh, and they've opened them up at half forward, doubling back Jennings. Gee, if he kept his footing there, he could have gotten the handball away to his running teammate who had an easy shot on goal. Instead, he goes looking for the leading forwards. Boom, crash opera, they all go down. Stingrays there at ground level. Handball came out the side. Ducking and weaving in there was Williams. Ran into a little bit of trouble. Here's Toby Gomi. He has to become the tackler, and he might get a free kick. He does, for holding the ball at left half back for the Stingrays.
And he elects to go with a short little pass. Worked out okay in the end. Spot up his teammate. And he'll just take his little time here. thickens as he goes up the line, looking for Nyoko. Did 1-2 bites the cherry and pulled it in. Right on centre wing, city side of the ground. Gets on the right boot. Flying through the air there and couldn't pick it up was Davey. Now it's centre half forward. Oh, it's built nicely here. Put it on the right boot towards the forward pocket. It's a one-on-one. Will it stay in? Will he allow it to go out? Goes out, got a little nudge almost through the gate at the last second there. Going after it is Declan Kennedy from the Officer Junior Footy Club. And the umpire says we'll throw that back in. The man on his hammer there was Lucas Junior at Churchill Footy Club. And the umpire says we'll have a throw in about 45 metres out from goal. Going to kicking into a slight breeze here. The Stingrays for this third quarter. Mayock going out in this contest versus Cantwell. Sutton tries to go through. Wind as well. Wind comes in with the tackle. The umpire says, nope, going nowhere. I'll take the footy back, please, and call for a ball up right on the paint.
Stingrays attacking. Looking to make it 2 from 2 after the Stingray girls got a win in our first match today. First of 3, the V-Line Cup. 2025. Huge ball to be won here in midfield. Guest getting a lot of the football and then got it to Wood. And Wood got it away to his teammate in Duggan. And forward they go again, the Stingrays. One-on-one. Good use of the body there. And a mark taken and quickly they bring it in towards the hot spot. Bounces ahead of Murcher. His handball. Wood. Hadn't lost it. Back to Murcher. In a good spot to get it on the left foot. But Raphael Merchant, I should say, out of South Mornington, couldn't quite find the angle. And it's in for another behind. 10-9, 69, plays 6-1, 37.
We'll wait for the ball to be brought back into play in this V-Line Cup clash. Division 2 boys. And the kick just through the hands there of Sutton, who was coming at a million miles an hour. Delphine is there, who kept it alive for the Stingrays. Smart was wrapped up. Now the chance for the Power to come up the broadcast wing. Got out the back, looking for the red hair and Lewis Phillips to try and run onto it, but it was the other redhead this time for the Stingrays who got it, and that was originally Slater. And a good tackle laid on by Sutton. The umpire says it spilled out in the contest. It was Fletcher Wilson who was brought to ground. Just getting brought down with it was Caleb Cantwell. Going in to lay the tackle, Balcom Matters. And the umpire says holding the ball. Hot potato, hot potato. So Balcom Matters with the resulting free kick on the half-back flank. Looks to go for the hand pass because he had Isaac Brown there. And Brown puts it on the right boot, goes for a long kick down the line. 3-on-1 numbers favouring the Stingrays at the moment. But got picked off there by Finn O'Halloran, who ran into trouble. Into Sutton. Sutton threw it on his right boot. Landed in the hot spot, 40 metres out from the Power goal. Going at a million miles here is Archie Campbell, who kicks it out towards the wing position. Wants Lovitch to try and run onto it because he's got a paddock to work with.
And he's got a teammate on over the top. If he can get the kick there, he does. He finds Plunkett. Open spaces on the city side wing. Oh, disappointing kick coming forward. The Gippsland Power players, they clashed into one another, but all's well that ends well as they take the intercept mark out at right half back. And now where to now, I wonder? On the outer side there, it's Hart Thiesling, who took a super grab in that second quarter. Up to the wing. Once again, the Stingrays, though, with the numbers. Win the football, bring it in board. Mark drop, however, there by Anderson. Here come the Power. Inside 50. Rumbling out of the goal square. And can he keep the football alive here? No, there was a couple of fumbles there from Ollie Island, who kicked the only goal of this third quarter that we have seen through the first 14, almost 14 minutes. And it's going to be thrown in right on the arc of the 50. Left half forward for the Power.
Spinning back into play, this football. It's high, it's floating. It falls short of both rucks in the end. Anderson was there, lost control of it. Anderson had to go again. The umpire said there's a holding infringement off the ball. And it will be going the way of the Stingrays. An opportunity to come out of defence here. The kick was a bit of a stab at it job. Wasn't all that great. Put for sure under all kinds of pressure. Now they're looking for and finding a floating Marley Smart from Sorrento, who then went to play on and then got pinned for holding the ball. And now an opportunity to get on the end of it. Balcom Matters for the Power. Balcom Matters towards the half-forward flank position. His intended target is spoiled at the crucial moment. Brought into ground there by Jordan Guest. And the ball goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Jordan Guest, of course, he is out of Crib Point, goes to Western Port Secondary College. And we'll have it thrown in just in front of our broadcast position. Score check at the moment, 69-37, favouring the Stingrays. Stolen here and maybe held without it, Lewis Phillips. Yes, the umpire agreed with that. Lewis Phillips out of Mathra Junior Footy Club. Goes to Catholic College in Sale. Lewis Phillips now low trajectory kick, but it works out okay. Finding Brown. Oh, sold the candy beautifully. Got on the right boot. Gives it a ride, and it gets there. Isaac Brown with his second of the day from the Y Young Footy Club. Goes to Geelong Grammar School. 176 centimetres tall. Sold the candy beautifully, and the kick, Brent, just had enough juice to get over the line.
The moment he sidestepped that last defender, I thought, okay, he's probably got the instructions of the coaches ringing in his ears. I've got to find someone, I've got to find someone. No, kick the goal. He's proven himself to be one of their best finishers. And good work by the power players in the goal square as well to just escort it through for a goal. He's a player. Isaac Brown, very smooth move customer. Can they try and stitch a few together here and get back into the game? The answer would be no, because the Stingrays are coming forward. Smart's kick cleared the initial pack. Phillips on the last line has to keep his head here. Hamble put his teammate Gina under a bit of pressure. And here is Nyok from the boundary. He swings it onto the boot, and it bounces in for a behind. Almost takes out the boundary umpire. And so they've had a couple of Hail Mary attempts from that forward pocket for the sum total of just two behinds. Right up the middle from the kick in come the Gippsland Power.
Best way to go up the guts. Wide now has the footy and he wants to go towards the city side wing. Oh, that's a great strong grab out there. Just 1-2 bites the cherries for the Stingrays, and they wanted to come in the direction of it. He ended up pickpocketing it. It was Jack Duggan, but as soon as he turned around, he got immediately claimed, and free kick going the way of Will Walker for the Power, who sets it up on the wing position for Lewis Phillips. Phillips going up the line and got knocked away from the intended target. And Fino Halloran, by the way, out of Inverloch Footy Club, Inverloch Conwock Footy Club, Bass Coast College, 169 centimetres tall for those playing at home and wanting to keep an eye on potential, maybe possible future draftees in the AFL come 2028. As we said during the women's game, could be anywhere around Australia, including Tasmania from that year onwards.
Good old Inverloch Conwock. So they are a team that's out in the Outer East Footy Netball League. Gippsland Power Boys tumble it inside forward 50. Handball came out the side. They're trying to create a path to goal. Onto the bouncing ball here. Hart Thiesling kicks towards the goal square. Island at the back. Oh, he just lost sight of the football, and so he wasn't able to make a play on it. And it's in for another behind. It's been a bit of an arm wrestle this third quarter. Stingrays certainly were the dominant team in quarter number 2. The Power have been able to sort of nullify things, but would like to have hit the scoreboard a little bit more than they have. Mark not paid because it was touched off the boot, so they had to get rid of it there. Fletcher Wilson. Oh, look out. Thickens. Release the handball out near the boundary. Guest trying to keep it in. Oh, gee, I thought he did. Umpire was a lot closer than I am. Said, nah, throw it in. As we're heading towards three-quarter time, the Stingrays 10-10-70. Haven't kicked a goal in this quarter. And the Gippsland Power, they're 7-2-44.
Here in the V-Line Cup for 2025, Boys Division 2. Boys Division 1 coming up immediately after this match, right where you're watching. As it's thrown back into play. One out in the ruck contest by Ethan Rogers. Quick hands originally was from Jack Duggan, but stolen. You can see Isaac Brown lurking around. They just can't quite get it to him. Sutton wanted to come through there as well. Marley Smart can't get it out. Brown wanted to extract it. Umpire blows the whistle, and again we'll call for a ball up, just on the edge of the centre circles. Throw the football high in the air, and once again we get underway. Ethan Rogers wins it down. Brown first to it. Got caught by Jack Duggan and allows the ball to spell out here for the Stingrays going in the knock direction. Oh, look out. Here's the Captain Delphine. Thought about firing up and having a shot himself. Went with the unselfish thing over the top to Williams to Nyok. Directly in front. It had to be an awkward looking kick, but I think it just did the job. It has. And it's a goal for the Stingrays. They go to 11-10-76. And the Power 7-2-44. And for Nyok, that is his second of the afternoon.
And once again, one of the really important pieces to that play was the composure and the vision of Juzzy Delphine, who we believe is in the 25. He's had a couple of really impressive moments just with his composure in tight. You just saw he was going to load up, and then he saw a teammate over the top. He got the handball out into the clear, and a very agricultural finish, wasn't it, in the end from Nyok? But he's got his second, and they finally have their first goal in this third quarter. It came in just about the last minute, or the last seconds even. And that's a bit of a backbreaker and a heartbreaker for the Gippsland Power, who after trailing by 36 points at half-time, are still going to be trailing by 32 at three-quarter time, because the score is 11-10-76, the Stingrays, the Power 7-2-44. Brent Sternberg and Peter Holden here with you. We'll take our final break from this boys Division 2 match. We'll go round the final bend, and when we come back we'll have the final quarter here for you. And still looking ahead, of course, to the Division 1 boys match coming up in a little while. But here at three-quarter time in the Division 2 game, been a long day. The Division 2 game, it's the Stingrays leading the Power by 32 points here at Mars Stadium. Welcome back to the Mars Stadium construction site here, everybody. We're set to go for the final quarter in our Division 2 boys game, with the South East Stingrays holding a comfortable 32-point lead over the Gippsland Power. Here in the beautiful sunshine as we head down the afternoon hours, Brent Sternberg and Peter Holden.
Thank you very much, and we're underway for this final quarter. It is 76 plays 44, and immediately going through the hands here is Smart for the Stingrays, and it's a beautiful pass inside 50, hitting up the captain, who we believe is Josie Delphine, the Berwick Junior Footy Club, just at Beacon Hills College. And he will be having a shot on goal from 40, on a 45-degree angle from about 40 metres out. As we said, a slight wind at his back. The wind has been blowing all day from right to left. In he comes on the right boot and judges it beautifully. Goal for the Stingrays to begin this final quarter, and they move on to 12-10-82, 7-2-44. The captain gets on the scoreboard.
Well, any chance that the Power thought they might have had of maybe turning this one around and pulling off a thrilling victory's probably been snuffed out after that goal. Did well not to be put off by the train going past as well, Juzzy.
It was exceptional, just showed nerves of steel.
Yep. Be very impressed with him today. So the margin stretches to 38 points as we return to the middle again. So just playing for pride now, the Gippsland Power boys. It's going to be all up to the Division 1 lads to try and get a win. For the boys from way out east. Stingrays link it up. Oh, guessed his handball. He's expecting his teammate to come up and get it. Eventually it ended up with Williams. Kick towards the 50. Spoil made by Hart Thiesland. Shuffled out by the Stingrays. Williams goes again. Tries to knock it the way of Merchant. Doubling back into really heavy traffic there. Anderson. Out the side it comes. Bourchier. Guided the kick nicely, and out there at half forward waiting for it, Declan Kennedy. The shadow of the grandstand. What does he do here? Just tosses it up, out into the pocket, weighted it beautifully. And lurching out of the goal square came the intended target to take the mark low down. That was the big guy, Ethan Rogers, who we haven't seen him too much around the ground today outside of the ruck contests. Can he kick a goal around that corner? Oh, yes, indeedy. Terrific finish from the big guy, Ethan Rogers, 192 centimetres, the boy from Lang Warren. That was a very fine finish indeed.
Oh dear, as the floodgates beginning to open, there's just a slight question now. The challenge being thrown down to the Power. They're going to let this one blow out, or are they going to say, no, we still got something left in the tank? But at the moment, it's been all the Stingrays in the first couple of minutes of this final quarter in Division 2 boys, of the V-Line Cup. Once again, we're back in the centre. Just a friendly reminder, V-Line, our sponsor. And since we talk about Gippsland, they've got trains that now run every 40 minutes, 7 days a week out there on the Gippsland line. In case you're thinking about spending a day out in Moe, Morwell, Traralgon, that side of town. As the ball's on the deck, and it's Sutton who gets the hand pass out, and that was quickly into the hands there of Campbell Hanna, who went inside 50, was on the deck. Tom Carter overrunning the football, then got shoved onto the ground while trying to pick it up. Waiting there, Finn O'Halloran to try and pick it out. Now the hurry kick around the corner towards the forward pocket. It's an awkward bouncing ball, and while under pressure, he's kind of like stubbed his toes. He stubbed the ball, went to go kick it, and that was the number 22, Archie Campbell. Made a bit of a meal of it while under pressure, and the ball is out of bounds, and that means we'll call for a throw-in. We'll have that 40 metres out from the Power goal. At the moment, they trail by exactly 44 points. The Stingrays have doubled their score as it's back into play, and out the back door. Foot race going to be on here, and picking it up there was the speed of Jack Duggan. Now they'll work it sideways out towards the wing, and they want to use the agency here of Williams, who they've just missed out on. Now Livingston comes through for the Power in towards the middle of the ground. Almost running into trouble here, Jack Duggan, but manages to use the agency of Cole Thickens. They'll work it towards the outer wing.
Yeah, their running prowess really started to come to the fore. The kick to centre half forward's a little bit loose. Delphine, good pressure. Now trying to come back the other way. The Power with a bit of power and purpose. That's a great kick in towards midfield. This is Archer Hawke. Got a handle to his running mate. And they should be able to at least have an opportunity at goal here. The Power, and the kick will find its way home off the boot there of Finn O'Halloran. the boy from Inverloch Conwack, and the Gippsland Power get one against the Tide.
169 centimetres tall. Just celebrated his birthday about a week ago, born on the 15th of the September, out of Bass Coast College.
Good bit of reward there from the Power. I mean, they've been dominated in the early stages of this final quarter, but just reward for pressure in the midfield and then being able to finally get a good sequence going forward and taking care of the football. And it was that great kick in towards centre-half forward that set it all up.
So we reset play again in the middle of the ground, and wanting to come out to meet it is Caleb Cantwell. Got knocked off of it. Wanted to come in there again is Cole Thickens. And he manages to shrug the tackle. Thickens did very well. Got it out to Marchant. He got absolutely dumped. Pardon me, it wasn't Marchant. In fact, it was Jack Duggan who got dumped. He tried to get rid of it. Now the captain, Delphine. Quick hands. Marchant now calls for it. Marchant on the left boot. He just could not bring it back around, and it went out of bounds on the full to the left-hand side of the left-hand post of the Creswick Road end of the ground.
Gippy boys will bring it back in. Obviously, it's a long trip home for all of these footballers today, but they'll be used to travel. I mean, some of these kids will travel a long way just to train, let alone play, as Merchant or his teammate there, Rogers, or rather Delphine it is. He takes the mark on the fringes of the 50s, probably not that far out of his range. He does the team thing, tosses it up towards the contest. The spoil is made. Wind didn't get the football. Oh, how about that? How about that? They're pulling out the party tricks here, the Stingrays. And that was Anderson who kicked a beauty. I want to say off one step. It was barely even a step. It was off the back foot, if anything, and it just tumbled through the vortex of a breeze at that end and found its way home.
Yeah, he's out of the Bomb Beach Footy Club, Bomb Beach YCW, and goes to Rowville Secondary College, not too far out from your way.
Yes, I always see those dirty, rotten students walking past my house. No, they're good kids. They're good kids.
And that goal puts it back out to the 44-point margin, 14-10-94 to 8-2-50. In this final quarter of this boys Division 2 contest. Division 1 coming up after this match. Quick hurried hand pass out, and coming in as the third player to wrap things up, Cole Thickens. The umpire says, I'll take the ball back, please, and I'll reset the play. Looks for the nominated rucks. And away we go again. Number Cantwell, ball at the ground. And now Smart will put it on the right boot. Wants to go inside 50. Nyox waiting for it. Just bounced away from him. He might try to put the heat on the defender, though, and it pressures Lucas Gina to try and escort the ball out of bounds rather than trying to take it on. And that means we'll have a throw in about 20 metres around from the left-hand point post in front of the North Ballarat Sports Club. Umpire comes in 10 metres to make sure the ball is thrown into the central corridor. And Nyock going up in the contest versus Campbell Hanna. Nyock fighting for it. Just couldn't get boot to ball there. And it'll be kicked away by Hanna, looking in the direction of Sutton, who was just spoiled from behind by Raphael Marchant in the end, and sees the ball go over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw 40 metres out from the Stingrays' goal.
And they're on their way to a big victory, leading by, 44 points, 94 plays, 50. Can they reach the ton? That would be quite an effort in a game where they're 20-minute flat quarters. Scrounge for the football. Oh, Sutton had to get rid of that. Umpire said legally. And then, how did the umpire not see that high tackle? That was Ryken Kina, who had an arm over the shoulder. Umpire wants to ball it up right on the point of the square. Rogers caresses it down. Comes underfoot. Brown just flees the area. So slippery. So tough to catch. Impossible, really. Kick into midfield. Good mark taken. Another promising passage potentially here unfolding for the Power. That was Jennings. He goes square towards the outer side. He found Matthews. And then Stenowing outer side. They keep on moving the football forward. Walker, like his game behind the ball today, Will Walker. Midway stages, final term. Chipping kick. Sutton. He's been terrific as well, the captain. Too far out to score. What's he got on up ahead? Gives the high flyers an opportunity to go at it. And it's the defender who holds on. Very nice mark indeed. 25 metres out from the goal that the Stingrays are defending. Out towards the near side, and rewarded for playing in front is Charlie Lovich.
And Lovich now comes back inboard, managing to find Cole Thickens. And Thickens gets on the right boot, goes straight down the central corridor towards centre half forward. Good mark taken, and playing on quickly there is Cooper Burns, whose kick dribbles away to the right-hand side and will register as a minus score. 14-11-95 for the Stingrays to 8-2-50 for the Power. I'll check the scoreboard again, sorry. 14-12-96 to 8-2-50 with under 10 minutes remaining. As the kick out of defence, saw Kennedy fly high in that contest, and umpire says going nowhere. I'll take the football back, please, and I'll call for a ball up at the half-forward flank for the Stingrays. Throws it up in the air, and away we go again. Nyack in that contest versus Tom Carter. Trying to get in there, Will Walker. The umpire blows the whistle again and says we'll call for a stalemate. Cooper Wood doing the tackling on that occasion.
They've left a few out there today, the Stingrays, haven't they? 14 goals, 11 behinds.
Yes, they've adjusted the scoreboard again, yep.
Yep. So 95 it is to 50 as the Stingrays go in search of the goal that would bring up the ton. Good attack on the football there, although just leaving it behind. That was Livingston. And now trying to extract it. Errant handball from Matthews. And then it's kicked towards the goal mouth. It's just offline. They'll take another boundary throw in here to Stingrays. And that's what happens. So let's just read that score out again. 14-11-95. The South East Stingrays and the Gippsland Power 8-2-50. So it's going to be a big win in the end for the Stingrays boys. Of course, we've got the V-Line Cup coming up over the next 2 days as well. The whole tournament being played in the famous golden city of Ballarat. Let's hope they get a little bit better weather today and Wednesday as well, although it's turned out into a nice day. We probably got the bad weather earlier on. The girls copped the brunt of it with the wind and the rain. Delphine so strong in the tackle, round the body, awkward bouncing ball. Well taken in the end. Handball off to the Stingrays player who was just standing there minding his own business, Charlie Lovich, who's been sensational today. He's now got 2 goals to go for all of his great work in and around the ground. Well done, Charlie.
Yep, out of the Somerville Footy Club, goes to Somerville Secondary College. 168 centimetres tall.
In fact, I think he's kicked both of those goals in this last quarter, Charlie, from memory.
Well, the pile-on is happening, isn't it, at the moment? 15-11-101 to 8-2-50. 51-point margin in favour of the Stingrays. As we come back to the middle of the ground again, Carter versus Nyack. Give that one to Nyack on that occasion. Ball spilt free. Marching over, run it. Coming through there, Cooper Burns. Oh. Nyack directly in front. You could just sense as soon as it left his boot, you could see him lean to the right going, oh, I don't think I struck that well. And that minus score sees them go to 15-12-102. The Stingrays, the Power 8-2-50.
See, they're playing with fire from the kick in, and eventually they turn it over. The Power, Burns trying to bust his way through. Got rid of the handball, and it's still up for disputes at half back here for the Power. Eventually they got it to Sutton. And then up towards the wing, an early fly there. Way too early, in fact, from Jennings. Kicked forward by Bourchier. And here's Delphine just getting better and better. Looks for the leading forward out of the goal square. How about that for a bit of connection? It's probably Juzzy been, I reckon, the best ball user in this game. He has just barely wasted it. Every time he's gotten the footy in his hand, something good has come to pass for the Stingrays. And they are lining up for their 16th goal. I think we've got Declan Kennedy here, lining it up from right in front. Declan's for another one from the Officer Footy Club. He's a lovely long and straight left foot kick. Well, if it wasn't party time already, it most certainly is now, as we head down the stretch here in the last quarter. And the goals are being kicked only at one end, I'm afraid, and that's to the end that the South East Stingrays are going.
16-12-108 to 8-2-50. And the time clock says we have just on 5.5 minutes remaining in this match. Coming up after this game, we do have the Division 1 boys. Again, between the same matchup, the South East Stingrays and the Gippsland Power. So we reset in the middle of the ground. And Ethan Rogers has gone back into the ruck and now trying to bust his way through there, Jack Duggan. He got brought to ground. Rogers again. Hurried little kick along the carpet. Lewis Phillips. Oh, good tackle, mate. Oh, I don't know about the end part, though. Yeah, Sling. It initially looked good. The wrap-up to begin with was fine. It was that last thrust motion that put his head into the turf, which was always going to be resulted as dangerous. So, free kick going the way here of the Power, and they'll kick long and up the line, and a mark to be intercepted. And it will be taken now by Marchand. Little hand pass off. Beauchamp. Now in towards the middle of the ground. Rogers went over his head. Almost getting wrapped up there. Smart, but managed to get rid of the football. And I think he got it back again. And now goes through a shot on goal. That's lovely work. Fantastic goal. The afterburn is put on by Marley Smart out of the Sorrento Footy Club. Goes to the Padua College. 171 centimetres tall with speed to burn.
And he has threatened to do that all game, Marley Smart. He's been in and around the clinches. He's been trying to break the lines with that speed. That obviously that's his weapon, and that's, I'd imagine, the instructions that the coach is always giving him. You know, that's of real value to this team. So when you get it, try and run and get it out into the clearing. You just saw there, nobody able to stop him.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Boy from Sorrento, very nice part of Melbourne, Victoria. Lovely beach down there, nice pubs as well. Didn't get too far from the ball up in the middle. Rucks crash into one another and then banged forward by Anderson. Bounces inside 50. It's taken by Walker, who keeps on trying back there for the Gippsland Power. Spoil made. Walker will get another disposal. Handball off to his teammate, who was smashed as he got the kick away. Ball on the City side of the wing as we tick down these final few moments in this match. Have a quick little break and then the Division 1 boys will be out there. Looking to do the clean sweep. The Stingrays. 3-0. Of course, these are all of the boys and the girls earlier who are trying to get onto the under 16 and then eventually the under 18 lists. He is Smart again. His speed gets him out of trouble. Kicks to full forward, but it was Kennedy who just couldn't get in front, and an easy defensive mark taken for the Power. Some of these boys might already be training with the under 18s. You can't play in the Coates Talent League until you are 15. Back towards full forward. Sutton, some more work to do for him on the last line. He's laid some pretty strong tackles today. That's another one for the collection. A ball up at the goal mouth for the Stingrays.
Gone are the days when someone like Tim Watson was recruited out of Dimboola and played when he was 14 in what's now known as the AFL. It's very close towards the boundary line, and the umpire says too high, free kick. And I'll just go quickly to try and square it up, and it was squared up, but for a Power player to take a mark, so they'll have the opportunity to relieve here. I'll just try and go wagons ho. Let's go towards the wing with a big kick. Flying through the air. Only Ireland couldn't hang on to it. Once again doing the clean-up work there is Lovich. And now they go inboard. It was smart football. And taking it in the end, Judgy Delphine, the captain. And he'll consider a shot and goal. This will be in his range. He'll be kicking from 45 metres out on a slight angle.
Absolutely within his range, and we still have that breeze going to the left of screen. Certainly not as strong as it has been this afternoon.
In comes Jussie Delphine, right boot. Let's it right, and the Columbine took one step back, and I don't have to go anymore. It was a perfectly weighted kick, masterclass that one was, and the lead extends even more for the Stingrays. It's all been the Stingrays in this final quarter. And they blow it out to 18 goals, 12, 120. They lead by 70 points. The Gippsland Power 8-50 with under a minute remaining.
That's 7 goals to 1 in the last quarter in favour of the Stingrays. He has got a prodigious boot on him, Juzzy, hasn't he? Wow. Very eye-catching and very easy to watch. Have we got time for one more goal, potentially? It's been a second half dominated by the Stingrays after a very open first half. They're coming forward again. They drive it inside 50. Can it reach Kennedy? He comes out after it. Handball back to his teammate here. Lovic has kicked a couple of goals, had it and lost it. Here's Juzzy again. No, he puts it just about onto the roof. Just needed one more half step to straighten up. But behind for the Stingrays captain, who will lead them to victory today.
18-13, 121 to 8-2-50. Mark taken in the back pocket. Creswick Road into the ground. And that mark was taken by Will Walker as the siren sounds here at Mars Stadium. 18-13, 121 to 8-2-50. 71-point victory for the Stingrays.
Pretty good performance in the end as we go through and have a look at their goal kickers. There's a few of them to tell you about for the winners in this boys Division 2 match. Cooper Burns kicked 3, as did Taj Davey. Charlie Lodge kicked a couple. Monyor Nyok kicked a couple as well, as did the captain Juzzy Delphine. And then singles for Smart, Kennedy, Thickens, Rogers and Anderson. And the goal kickers for the Gippsland Power today, Isaac Brown kicked 2, and then singles for Wind, Balcom Matters, Jennings, O'Halloran, Island and Jumpin' Jack Thomas. So a pretty convincing win in the end for the Southeast Stingrays. We'll take a little break here and we'll come back for our third and final match here at Mars Stadium, our Division 1 boys meeting between the same two teams. Stingrays looking to see if they can do the clean sweep and go 3-0 against the Power. Brent Sternberg and Peter Holden here at Mars Stadium for the V-Line Cup 2025. We'll be back very shortly.